say, I don't have time to write a newsletter every single week. My answer then is James Clear does it in 500 words or less. So what's your excuse, girl? Okay. So let's talk about the 3-2-1 newsletter, because I am a huge fan of this, and we can really reverse engineer what James Clear, yes, James Clear, the author, is doing there. So James Clear, I bet you know him. He's the wonderful writer behind Atomic Habits. He got published with Penguin Random House, which is like one of the top 5 in the industry. And he sends his newsletter, the 3-2-1 newsletter, to 3 million people every Thursday. So there's a cadence. He's sending this every Thursday, and 3 million people, oh my God, apparently 3 million people say, you know what, this is like the only newsletter I want to have in my inbox every week. Yeah. So this is amazing. And I think what the cool thing really is about it, it's not some bloated essay. It's lean, it's sharp, and it's super effective. And I want to show you like the smart formula. So this is my inbox. Let me open this for you here so you can see it. And the idea from James is always that he's going to go with 3 ideas from James himself. Then he has 2 quotes from others, like not generic ones, And then we have 1 question for you. This is like the reader. So it's simple, it's clean, and it's deliciously effective, I think. And if you're asking me, Christina, why does this work? As a Substack bestseller myself, earning more than $3,000 to $4,000 a month with my paid newsletter, I wondered what makes this newsletter so good. So I subscribed more than a year ago and analyzed it with my marketing manager brain. And I think what James Clear does so perfectly is that James Clear is already like welcoming everyone on the website. It's the number 1 name is pure genius. People love numbers. Okay, so it's gonna go with, if you're gonna go back, here it is. The number 1 thing is really like the name, okay? Because it is pure genius. We have 3-2-1 newsletter, and we understand it. People love numbers. Numbers means like instant clarity. So the title 3-2-1 tells you exactly what to expect. There are no surprises, okay? It's like knowing this newsletter will be formatted and include the same every time. Comforting, I think. It's really comforting, And it's definitely not boring. And this is the latest issue. I can show you one more time, make it bigger. This is the latest issue I got in my inbox. And I bet you also gonna say, I love it. So let's go through this, okay? Because the number 2 thing I love so much is that it's short and it's sweet. So the average adult reads about 200 to 250 words per minute. And the 3-2-1 newsletter, this is around 500 words in total. So if you're gonna go through this, it's short and it's sweet, and you're gonna have like this mini success there. You're gonna say, yes, I read this newsletter. There are so many in my inbox, but this is the one I actually read. So do the math. You're done in, let's say, 2 minutes or so, in an era where attention spans rival goldfish, So this brevity is a superpower. And James doesn't waste a second. Every paragraph really packs a punch. So if you're going to go through the structure, this is number 3, I'd say. It is a triple threat. So we have 3 ideas. James repurposes his best thoughts, whether from his book, his blog, or brain. This is something that you can do yourself. So if you are, for instance, writing already on a blog that is, for instance, Medium, you have a newsletter that is on Substack, or you have, for instance, a book, or you simply have some ideas written down in your on a page or so, then this is of course amazing, because somehow you can then repurpose them, or for the first time even publish them. Then we have or we can just pick one and I can show you what this is. So for instance, ideas from me. You don't need to solve every problem right now, only those that stand in your way. If you are bummed by the state of the world, go build something. Be forgiving with your past self. What's done is done. No sense in beating yourself up about it. Be strict with your present self. Win the moment in front of you right now. Be flexible with your future self. There are many paths to success. You don't need life to be a certain way to live well. And this is what he does so perfectly. Again, these 3 ideas can come from you, from your book, from your newsletter, from your blogs. You can also, if you would want to, link out of the newsletter. Next up, we have the 2 quotes. These are the 2 quotes from others. These aren't like your run-of-the-mill Pinterest cliche. He pulls them really out wisdom that makes you pause. So what he's doing here, these are 2 quotes here, for instance, from historian and philosopher Will on staying young. Childhood may be defined as the age of play. Therefore, some children are never young and some adults are never old. And the source is Fallen Leaves as an example. Then we have here another one, Morgan Housel on money and lifestyle. If we have the same assets and I can earn an 8% annual returns and you can earn 12% annual returns, but I need half as much money to be happy while your lifestyle compounds as fast as your assets, I'm better off than you are. I'm getting more benefit from my investments despite lower returns and stuff, la, 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 la. This is from The Biggest Returns. Let's see what's happened if I click on it. Because this way, he's also supporting friends and he's also somehow breathing new life into older posts. For instance, this one here from 2019. These might be classics. Yesterday, I was in a bookstore and I was talking with the owner of the bookstore about this, like a local bookstore. And I was also talking about this. And then there came another person in the bookstore, and he also said, you know what, I have the feeling with all the AI writing and stuff, and also now, of course, like whatever, like love novelists or so, they could, for instance, take their novels and then simply say, you know what, I would like to have like, the next novel written based on like the latest and or the past ones. He said, you know what, somehow we're going to go back to the classics and we're all going to start reading the classics and then going to feel inspired by the classics. Or at the same time, we're going to take the classics and we're going to say, oh, I would so much have loved to have like a sequel or, some more, how it's what's coming next or the happy end or whatever. And I love this idea. So for instance, what James Clear is doing as well, he's then going to go back to something that is from 2019 and he's pulling it out again because he thinks it's still so spot on. And again, he pulls out wisdom that really makes you pause. And this is something that I would say is special. And so he's really like curating the space here for you, which is pretty cool. So let me go back, share my screen. Then we have like the one question he's asking. The one question, if you're going to scroll down. Question for you. Is this a problem you need to solve or a tension you need to learn to live with? So this is the chef's kiss. It's called like this. It flips the spotlight onto you, leaving you chewing on the newsletter long after you've closed it. Is this a problem you need to solve or a tension you need to learn to live with? It's balanced, it's interactive, and it's brilliant. And number 4, I'd say it's always on time. So every Thursday without fail, I'm getting his newsletter. And again, I'm now really like subscribed for more than a year. So the consistency builds trust. It's like getting a weekly coffee with a friend who always shows up on time for football and brings snacks. And this is James Clear for me because he's living on this cadence. And then number 5, I'd say it's shareable by design. I'm going to show you why I say this. Because under every idea or hear the question, you can then say, there it says, if you would like to share this here. So want to share this issue of 321, just copy and paste this link. In the past, it was connected with Twitter, now X. I think this was a strategic decision. Now he says, you know what, you can share this edition here. Also super smart is that he is sending this through his newsletter website as well. So you can see June 11, 2026 as an example. So there's, for instance, the question, when you read something great, you want to tell the world, right? So James makes it easy. His newsletter practically begs to be shared, spreading like wildfire. It doesn't have to be X, because this is why I think he changed it. It can be as link to the newsletter or via your Medium page when you got inspired by his post or wrote a short post or wanted to link to his newsletter, And I guess this is really why 3 million are subscribed, which is freaking bonkers. And by the way, Also, inside the Online Writing Club, my newsletter with 18,000 subscribers and 34,000 readers, we have on a weekly basis live classes where we're going to talk all about newsletters. And of course, we're also, for instance, going to talk about 321 by James Clear, or we're going to talk about, for instance, Leila Hormozi with her newsletter. So we have lots of stuff going on inside the Online Writing Club. So my suggestion would be to check it out and also see what we've got have in store for you. You can also see, for instance, upcoming workshops. One, for instance, is going to be with Jay Schwedelson about open rates. And then later in the year, we're going to have one with Laura Belgray about copywriting that sells. So lots and lots of live classes in an age that is driven by AI and by a trust recession. I would so much love for you to join the Online Writing Club, become part of this global international writing community. For all the small stackers, super small with zero, nada, zilch subscriber and or have already like 100 subscribers or so. For all the mid stackers, like having 1,000 subscribers or even more. And also if you're a bit bigger and you just want to get inspired. And in addition, with the Online Writing Club, we also, of course, talk about online writing, copywriting, getting published as an indie writer, and of course, also getting published with a bigger publisher. Yeah, so I want to tell you, you can do this. It's definitely possible. And if you tell me, Christina, I can't do it because I simply don't have the time, again, I would check out what James Clear is doing. And what I love the most is, especially if you are an author, you can somehow really like repurpose your stuff. This is really like the best, you repurpose your stuff and you put it in a newsletter. And if you have already like a blog or you have a newsletter somewhere or some ideas you shared in the past, or maybe something you shared on LinkedIn, you can put it in a 3-2-1 newsletter. It can also be could be like 5, 4, or 3, 2, 1, but this might be too much. Think about that we are now in an era where we have super low attention spans. And so, yeah, short and sweet is fine. So, short and sweet. I'm going to close this and I wish you a wonderful day. Viel Spaß noch an diesem wunderschönen Tag heute. And I see you in the next video. Make sure to subscribe. Bitte einmal subscriben, mein lieber Freund. Und wir sehen uns im nächsten Video. See you. Cheers.